Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L and now let's talk Food Wars or Shokugeki no Soma chapter 224. I think it was Strobe Lights. That's the title of the chapter. And we all know why it's Strobe Lights specifically, because this was a Subaru chapter. Kinda. It was half and half. It was half Subaru, half Kuga. But man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Subaru finally got his spotlight. I'm so happy that we finally got to see what he's doing. I'm so happy. Yeah, you know, every week, Food Wars, like there's speculation on who's gonna win. It gets harder and harder, and it's like, geez, I really want all of them to win and not have to like lose or anything. But then you wonder, well, what's gonna happen to the story if that happens? You know, there needs to be the illusion of difficulty, and it's like, well, you know, the authors are doing a really good job at wanting you to want all the characters to win this. I think, man, I think even just the rebels having just a sweeping victory, I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be perfect. I think that'd be cool. I'd accept it so easily. Oh man, so excited. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the chapter, I guess, a little bit closer. So two big parts with the chapter, and it's really Kuga, then Subaru, then Kuga at the end, sort of like that. The structure is pretty simple. It's just, again, going through the processes, telling us what they're cooking, and we find out Kuga's method is involving using the tea leaves and smoking them through, and we find out exactly how Subaru helped him along the process. Kuga was able to focus more on his meat while Subaru worked on the sauce, and you know, overall, it was pretty cool to see, and it's cool to see that the judges are kind of accepting what Kuga's doing, and they are saying that it's very innovative. So I'm pretty happy about that. You know, it tells us that Kuga's on the right path. Although I'm not a cook, I'm not a chef. I don't really know I don't know the delicacies of cooking. It's just when I hear the idea of he's infusing the green tea leaves, their scent, into the food, I wonder if that's enough to like work as the theme. But seeing how the judges are there and they're telling us like, yeah, that's pretty okay, and that's pretty interesting, I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful this is going to be an incredible flavor experience for those judges. I kind of want Kuga to win too. I want all the rebels to win. I don't mind if first seat goes down, man. But yeah, Kuga's doing his thing, and you know, the big thing in this chapter is kind of Kuga's method. It's being talked about and how Subaru plays a role in that. But we'll talk about that, I guess, towards the end. Because right now, Subaru. Let's talk about Subaru. Man, I'm so happy. So it's cool to see what Subaru is doing. He is doing something pretty clever. He didn't bother thinking about his recipe because he's just going to copy things down by the second. He's just going to copy the exact same moments that Saito's doing something. And how could you not appreciate that? That's pretty cool. And so we got his flash, his perfect trace flash. He's doing very minute movements, and I'm not gonna lie, as I'm seeing him copy this guy to the last little detail, I'm looking so carefully at the scenes. I'm looking at every little piece of ingredient just to see if there's some kind of minute difference, because now at this point I'm wondering, is the minute difference, is there gonna be like, what if Subaru goes down? What's gonna be the thing that brings him down? Is it gonna be like something like, oh no, minute differences, there's a difference between experience and copying? It's like, is it because like Subaru's whole character is about being able to copy things so perfectly that the other chef has to go up a step above Subaru to try and beat him? But when you're talking about these people who are the best chefs of their generation, it's like, is the perfect copy able to overcome years of experience? Is that something that Subaru can just beat? Because I like the idea of Subaru's character, you know. I like the idea that this is a guy that you have to come and be ready to reinvent yourself in order to beat. I like that. That's pretty awesome. Truthfully, I'd be okay if Subaru went to the Elite 10, because at this point, his ability is ridiculous. And I do recall Subaru worked in a kitchen before. He was working in a restaurant before, and he was able to outshine the head chef there, right? I remember that. So that's, his character is still about doing this kind of maneuver. So I just wonder, is it gonna be enough to carry him through? Like, again, like Subaru is like one of the best pieces for this whole thing, because he's the only one that can work to that degree of efficiency. He's the only one that can provide support while also remaining strong. Like, of all the characters that are on the rebel side, he is the only one that can do the perfect support without any kind of losses because of his perfect trace. Damn it. you know, I feel really good that Takumi and Soma are rooting for him. I feel really good that they believe in him, because that's a pretty good indication that maybe he's gonna win. But yeah, Subaru, oh man, awesome. So awesome to see him doing his thing. So awesome to see him just copying Saito. So awesome to see him doing tuna. And I like that they pointed out that they're doing tuna, which is like the guy's specialty. So now it's like, it's pretty much a parallel to the Soma scenario. It's pretty much a parallel to Soma's battle, which is pretty cool too. I'm pretty happy about that. Oh man, Subaru. So in the end of the day, with Subaru's support, we go into that bit with Kuga, how he's just kind of thrown away his pride because he needs to win for his youngers. And we see how people are saying like, yeah, pretty much Tsukasa's against 2 chefs at once. And that people saying for the regiment of cuisine, that's dirty. It's like, no, it's not, man. It's in like in the title description. It's in the description of the thing, man. Get over it. So it was a pretty cool shot of Subaru and Kuga together against Tsukasa. The really interesting thing with the whole Tsukasa and Kuga thing, though, is that at the end of the chapter, Tsukasa does make mention that Kuga's prepared to throw away self. And that's a pretty important thing, because self is a pretty big deal with Tsukasa's style. So I like that we're linking the 2 characters together, and pretty much Tsukasa is going in and he's interpreting Kuga through his own methodologies. When he's saying self, you know, it's pretty much looking at Kuga through his own island, right? So this is how he's rationalizing Kuga. So the thing is, like, now Kuga might be playing in Tsukasa's arena, and I could very easily see a narrative where we go into this talk where Tsukasa says like, you're not that good at throwing away yourself just yet. Your pride still gets in the way. I wouldn't be surprised. And like, because we have to remember, there's nothing wrong with Kuga in particular still needing to grow. There's nothing wrong with Kuga still having room for growth. He is a second year after all. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him still being able to make mistakes. And in that regard, there's also still nothing wrong with Tsukasa making mistakes. We know from chefs like Shinomiya, I think that was his name. It's been so long since I've seen the name. But we know from chefs like him that there is still struggle in the world once you graduate from Totsuki. There is still things you're going to have to learn. There are still things that you're going to have to deal with, and it's all just part of like learning. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with Tsukasa also making a mistake and getting a lecture from Kuga at the end of this. But we'll really have to see. Regardless, Subaru is the one making these chapters for me. I'm really happy to see the character doing stuff. Hopefully, next chapter we'll start getting the results, or we'll start getting the lead up to the results. I'm pretty ready to just see where we're going to end. But I think, I don't know, do we need one more chapter to kind of showcase what Megishima's doing along with Rindo? Do we still need a chapter of that? Or are we going to get another like kind of blank chapter, not really talking about them, and then we're just going into the final verdict? Because we did have like the full chapter of Rindo's cooking style introduction, and we have a pretty good idea of what they were doing there. So do we need more of that is the question. Regardless, guys, Soma, pretty exciting this week. Gave me a lot. I was really happy to see Subaru doing his thing. I was really happy to see to what degree he's able to copy people. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Guys, tell me what you think down below, and till next time, I hope you have a great day.